Administrative Center, Commissioner Meeting Room, 1 Spring Street, New Jersey. Can I have a roll call?
Director Carney.
Here.
Deputy Director Space is absent. Commissioner DeGroot.
Here.
Commissioner Hayden is absent. Commissioner Henderson.
Here.
All right. Number 3 is moment of silence and a salute to the flag. Today's moment of silence for the victims of September 11th tragedy 24 years ago. We will never forget them. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, adequate notice as defined by Section 3D of Chapter 231, PL 1975, has been made by regular mail and email. Such notice being submitted on January 7, 2025, from the Administrative Center of the County of Sussex, located at 1 Spring Street, Newton, New Jersey, to the following: New Jersey Herald, Star Ledger, Strauss News, and is also being posted in the bulletin board maintained in the Administrative Center for public announcements, and has been submitted to the Sussex County Clerk in compliance with said act. This time, please mute all electronics. Commissioners, please remove your phone. All right. Number 5, approval agenda. We have one amendment to tonight's meeting. Item 17A will be tabled to the next meeting. That's just due to, we need a supermajority, correct?
We need a quorum, and Commissioner DeGroot would have to abstain, so we don't have a
Okay.
quorum to approve.
Understood. Okay, motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Commissioner Henderson, have a second.
Second.
Commissioner Groot, I think that's going to be easy tonight. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstain, carries. Number 6, proclamations, certificates, presentations. We have one, and Lorraine Hentz is going to present us with her findings from her little trip to, where'd you go? Chicago, was it?
Well, I was in Baltimore.
Baltimore.
So I had the privilege in August to go to the Home and Community-Based Services Conference. And it was really nice to talk to people at the federal level with all of the changes that are going on and hearing what their input is and the, I apologize.
Just approach the board, talk to me.
So it was really nice to see the positive energy that they were feeling coming out of this administration and the realization that change is inevitable and that we've been going through change since 1912 and that we'll continue to do that. However, there's still that priority in caring for our aging and disabled population. So one thing I want to talk about and that I always talk about when I present that come 2030, we will have more individuals over the age of 65 than we have enrolled in schools. So when you really look at our tax basis, what does that mean for our communities? How are we going to meet those services? And how are we going to ensure their quality of life moving through? And Senior Services in Sussex County has been really implementing a positive contact and keeping our seniors in their homes, in our communities. So it's nice to see on a local level that we're following the direction coming from the federal government to the state to the county. One of the other avenues that they talked about that come 2040, people age 65 and older are expected to represent approximately 22% of our nation. So that impact on us nationally is really going to be a focus of where our population shifts and where our priority shifts in meeting our community needs. I think that's what we want. A key area of the services that we provide are under the Older Americans Act, which just celebrated its 60th birthday. The Older Americans Act creates area agencies on aging, which there are 613 in the nation. The Division of Senior Services represents Sussex County area on aging. And I just want to say that nationwide, the Older Americans Act provided 200 14.1 million rides, 23.8 million hours of personal care and homemaker and chore services, 3.3 million hours of case management, 894,000 caregivers assistance services, 7.1 million hours of respite care, and 671 ombudsman consultation and cases. And the ombudsman's office handles institutional programs for like nursing homes, and will go in and investigate if there's any issues with that. So it's a key aspect of the foundation of providing services nationwide for seniors. We're looking at the past, present, and future. Currently, we function under the Administration for Community Living. What the Trump administration is recommending is having the Administration for Community Living be part of the Administration for Children, Families, and Communities. And the federal government and the individuals that are in ACL really are commending that we will have a seat at the table, and it's better for us because we will be able to break down those silos in how we provide services across the spectrum of aging and taking care of your grandchildren, people that are in their 40s to 60s that are taking care of their parents and their kids. It's everybody being under the same roof, having the same seat at the table, and that this is a really positive opportunity for us to transition to. And as I said, we've been going through changes since 1912, where it was the Children's Bureau. In 1953, the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare was established. In 1962, the Welfare Administration. In 1979, Department of Health and Education was in 1953. In 1979, or Department of Health and Education, was renamed Department of Health and Human Services, and Education moved to a separate department. And now we're looking at 2025, 2026, the Department of Children, Families, and Community Services. I always believe that leadership starts from the top, and it's not just words, but it's actions. And Secretary Kennedy was the only secretary that ever went out and was part of the Older Americans Act program. In DC, he went out and served meals as part of the Meals on Wheels program and went to the congregate nutrition sites. And he has stated to say, history will judge the humanity of our civilization by how we care for our elderly. And having that secretary prioritize our aging programs and be the only one to actually show that investment on the boots on the ground concept was really inspiring to me and to other people at the conference. And then we're talking about federal investments for state progress and funding going from 2003 to 2025, where in 2003 was grants coming out that provided services for the No Wrong Door concept, or Aging and Disability Resources Connections. In 2012, New Jersey became one of those grantees, and every area agency on aging for us, Division of Senior Services, became an Aging and Disability Resource Connection, which allowed us to provide services to individuals that are over 60, caregivers, and 18 and older that have disabilities that need long-term services and supports. And that in 2025, they will have new grants coming out for No Wrong Door initiatives. And then they're talking about the federal vision, state governance, how we all have to work together, that this is a new opportunity, and working with hospitals, with CMS, with area agencies on aging, private nonprofits, church groups, and faith-based communities, veteran services, all coming together to provide those services connectively. And that gives us a better opportunity for funding and sustained support in the future. And big impacts of the Big Beautiful Bill were Section 1915C, the waiver option under Medicaid and CHIP. The bill includes a new option waiver to help states expand access to home and community-based care for individuals with long-term needs without requiring institutions occupational placement. So it's basically, right now, if you need home and community services, if you need home health aid, home delivered meals, and you're on Medicaid, you have to meet a nursing home level of care. This is taking that nursing home level of care out of it and allowing people that need those services, that financially qualify for them, the ability to get them. And keeping them in their home and preventing them from going through a costly nursing home process. The other area is the Transforming Rural Healthcare in America. Rural Healthcare Transformation Program will be a grant-based initiative that empowers states to strengthen rural communities across America by improving healthcare access, quality, and outcomes by transforming the healthcare delivery ecosystem. It will be grants coming out by the federal government to really talk about those initiatives of how we provide health care systemically, that you don't have to go to a hospital, you don't have to go to a doctor, talking about telehealth and those options in really rural areas that don't have a hospital within 20 minutes, that you have to drive an hour to get to a hospital. How are we going to provide those services and providing grants to enhance that system, making healthcare available and be more proactive? And then the other really good aspect of the bill was expanding the access to catastrophic health insurance for Americans facing financial hardships, offering low-cost coverage that protects against serious medical emergencies. This targeted approach promotes personal responsibility and market-based solutions by giving individuals more affordable options without increasing taxpayer burden. You can apply through healthcare.gov and complete a hardship exemption form that will be available as of November 1st. So those that are having financial hardship are going through a catastrophic health illness can have access to insurance and access to care. And another area that we're talking about, which is really good for us, is funding is steady. So when we're talking about funding through healthcare, I always say I bring in a lot of grants, I do a lot of extra steps, really talking about how we can market the dollars we have to bring in additional dollars and putting ourselves in the right place to enhance access to funding to provide services. So Sussex County has been doing that with doing the federal financial partnership, that Medicaid services that we provide for information and assistance, assisting with access to applications, where for every dollar we put in from the county funds, we can bring in $1 of federal funding. And we've been doing that since 2016, which is really good, because that then has offset our costs, allowed us to hire an extra social worker, allowed us to hire a recreational leader, and is enabling us to meet those needs that are set forth for our seniors coming in the future. And just going to the concept that change isn't a bad thing, that it is positive, it provides opportunities and us the ability to strengthen what we do, and that by doing it together, we are better meeting the needs of our seniors. So I got a lot from it. It was really good to hear from people that are at the federal government implementing these changes, speak very positively about it, and how it's really good for our community and how we're bringing everybody together. So I just really wanted to share that. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, so that was a lot.
I know, and I
There's a
know
lot.
I like your ADD is going.
Yeah, you get the crayons out for me. So you feel that what you learned there, we're not going to see the cuts as
We're
much
not.
as we're going to see the benefits,
We're seeing
and things are just
benefits.
getting rearranged with allocations of money.
Absolutely, and what I can say is the funding that we're receiving for aging services has either stayed steady or has increased, that they're talking about additional funding coming either through the state or through the federal government, and that there are opportunities for additional funding coming in.
Is this something that we would be able to put out to the public through the county, or wait until that happens? How is anybody going to know about this besides if you come to this meeting or listen to our audio or video?
It will be through our office, and you'll see the enhanced programs.
Okay.
So we talk about it at every town day, we have tables at every presentation and program, and.
Sussex
we
County
cover-
Day, maybe?
Yes. We're
I know,
there,
I know
we
that's
cover
soon,
that.
but yeah.
Well, and we always do,
Right.
so you see it through the enhanced services that we've done. All of the veterans programs that we've been able to do, when I got here, we were just doing the parade, now we're doing the picnic. We have partnerships with Catholic families to have information here at our office, so people can meet at our office. We're doing the Veterans Appreciation Luncheon. We're meeting locally with different agencies to provide services. So that's one example. Enhancing recreation and socialization programs to combat depression. That's a whole activity of programs that we've been doing. When Jack came up with doing, here, you need to do a seed program, we were able to go boots on the ground and be able to do that. When Jill said, you know, we want to do a support group, having those fundings and that opportunity, we've been able to implement it through these changes.
Great. Seems like you learned a lot.
Yeah, it was really good.
Good. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Sorry for doing all.
All right, number 7, executive session. We do not have executive session for tonight. Number 8 is a public hearing. There's none. Number 9, public session from the floor. This public session is for those wishing to make a comment of 3 minutes or less regarding an agenda item. Please line up at the microphone, state your name, municipality, and topic for the record. Motion to open the floor for public comment. Commissioner Henderson, have a second.
Second.
Commissioner DeGroot, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oppose, abstain, carries. The floor is open for agenda topics only.
Good evening, Ken Collins, Andover Township. A real quick, item I, great idea. I just encourage you all to authorize the creation of the Sussex County Film Festival. As a film commission, I mean, it's a great thing for our community, and I know you're gonna do it. But the main thing is H, I see the adoption of the Sussex County Mental Safety Action Plan. If I could ask, before you guys vote on that, if you just go over what that is. That's it, thanks.
Anyone else? Come up, state your name and your municipality, please.
My name is Ed Sabo. I live in Stillwater. I believe the comments I have tie in with the agenda items. And this particular issue I'd like to talk about is on mental health. Is that correct?
What agenda topic are you referring to?
Well, on your C and D in your resolutions on page 3. It has to do with juvenile detention alternatives.
Mm-hmm.
And the following was public health emergency preparedness. And so.
Sounds good to me.
That's why I'd like to talk about mental health, if that's okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Please tell me if I'm on the clock. I'm addressing mental illness now in the county. I was on the mental health board in 1989. Count it up quick, that's 36 years, long time ago, okay? And the freeholders, known then as freeholders, had taken $500,000 from the mental health budget and spent it on purchasing Don Bosco College, which is now the county college. No criticism of that at all, but it was done on the promise that $500,000 would go back to the mental health board the following year. Ernie Cosa, who some of you may remember, was the man who was responsible for implementing this as the mental health coordinator for the county. We never saw a nickel after it.
1 minute.
Never saw a nickel after it, okay? In 2003, a little later in history, we had an uproar about mental health issues, and the freeholder board at that time spent $30,000 on a needs assessment. Zero happened, okay? 20 more years went by, on and off, on and off, on and off, sometimes trying to improve a program, but not really doing anything significant by my standard. Now, we have violence involved in mental illness and mental health across the country, and we hear a lot of media information about that. Thank God it hasn't hit us on a violence basis here in Sussex County.
Time?
I
Just-
think that.
Mr. Sabo, just,
no
Mr., one
approach-
second, please, 1 second. Because we used some of your time, I just want to give you about 30 seconds back, if that's all right. When you asked the question, we took some of your time, so I want to give you it back.
I'm having a little trouble hearing, I'm sorry.
Keep going.
Okay, so I'm suggesting that a new approach might be appropriate, okay? And what I'm saying is, I'm asking you 5 folks who have been elected by us, have any of you eyeball to eyeball talked with any psychiatrist recently, either at Newton Hospital or independently in connection with any kind of a problem that has been initiated? Have you talked to the sheriff specifically about mental health issues and other police chiefs? Have you talked to first responders individually, head to head? Not that you assigned it to somebody on your staff. You personally is what I'm talking about. How about public park managers? Have any of you talked to a man or a woman who manages public parks?
Mr.
How
Sabo,
about
Mr. Sabo,
librarians?
I do have to cut you off now. I gave you a little extra time.
Okay.
You could
Okay.
come back up at our
Anyhow,
next public
those
comment and
people
continue.
would be certainly appropriate to talk with, and then perhaps you'd be willing to fund mental health in the county. Thank you. I'm sorry if I took you off.
It's okay. You can come back up at our next public comment. Is there anyone else? Agenda topics?
Fraser Soto from Branchville. I just want to say, gentlemen, it's very important that we see what happened in Charlotte, in North Carolina.
What agenda topic, sir?
Same
Same one?
Same one.
Okay.
The same health, which we're talking about, mental health. It's a very serious problem. We have so many mentally unstable people everywhere. We don't see it so much in Sussex County, but in the future, it should be worked. There's probably not too many things that are more important than this idea. It trumps the agenda I was going to talk about. This issue is very important for us to decide in the future for people, especially with our young people. They have no proper direction. Schools are terrible. They're not so bad up here, but the cities, that's why there's so much homeschool. But kids, if you're homeschooled, you need to be out with other kids, you know, when you're growing up. Like, you got in your fights and stuff, you learn how to mix in and get along, you know, especially with sports. Sports is a good thing. Had it in high school, they stopped it. Now you get any kind of excuse to get out of sports. And another problem is we got enough problem with alcohol. And what's going on with all these marijuana places all over? It's a disgusting thing to me. And I know veterans and cancer people that are on medical marijuana, and it does wonders for them. But I don't agree with Willie Nelson. I mean, he's a country singer. He can smoke all he wants and make up his songs, it's fine. I like him, but to say that it's good for everybody and there's nothing wrong with it, it's not a good thing. So that's all I have to say. It focuses on the mental health. And whether it's marijuana, alcohol, or anything
1 minute.
else, it adds to it. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. Motion to close the floor for public comment.
So moved.
Commissioner Groot, Commissioner Henderson, seconds. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, carries. Number 10, Commissioner comments. There's not many of us today. We'll start with Commissioner Henderson.
Okay, on October 24th, I attended the Hamburg Day celebration. On August 26th, I attended the Sussex County League of Municipality event. I'd like to congratulate Tammy Horsfield, who is the new chair of that committee. On August 27th, I attended the Hardiston Township meeting as their liaison. August 28th, and just kind of keep all these dates in mind. It's kind of going to lead to where I'm taking you at the end. On August 28th, I attended the Sussex County Open Space meeting where there's a lot of discussion regarding the open space funding and future grants and the process for municipalities to apply. Once it's finalized, it will come before this board for a final vote. On Friday the 29th, I attended a meeting here. Afterwards, Commissioner Space and I and our administrator took a walk down Spring Street to Market Street Mission, where they explained what they do for the people in need. It's strictly only for men. I will tell you, it is a class act organization there, but it's only for men. September 4th, I, along with Commissioner Space, were here for another meeting. We went across the street, we walked through the green, we walked down Spring Street, and we also went to the gathering place right up here next to Cornwell Clock. They invited us back to one of their meetings to go back and see what they're actually doing for the people that are coming there and what they do. So Commissioner Space and I are going back, and I'm going to throw Commissioner Carney in this as well. I know he walked the park as well up there to kind of get a handle on what's going on in the park. As I say, we can consider ourselves very lucky, or if we have a family member or friend that don't need these services, for whatever reason, less fortunate do. I've taken the time to research the available services here in Sussex County. I encourage all of you to visit our county website to see how many things are available for anybody in need in this county if they opt to go there to get help. As I say, I've never looked at it myself. I looked at it the other day. It's incredible the amount of services we offer right here in Sussex County. On September 6th, I attended Hardiston Day and Vernon Day. On September 8th, I attended Vernon Township meeting as their liaison. On September 9th, I attended the Sussex County Chamber Breakfast, which I always tell you, if you're a business, you should join. It's a great opportunity for your business. And I'm going to just say that all sounds great. We attend a lot of functions, but I'd just like to say all these events are a small fraction of what we do sitting here as commissioners. We've made the commitment to the residents of Sussex County. There's not a day where I or any of my fellow commissioners personally don't spend several hours at various meetings, answering phone calls, emails, researching information, or some type of issue. When I decided to put my name on that ballot, I sat next to Commissioner Carney when we decided to run together, and he said to me, and I am going to quote him, "It seems like I put in 40 hours a week here dealing with county issues." Commissioner Carney, no truer words were spoken. I want you to know as residents that not only myself, but all these people to my right are giving 100% of their time for what's best here in Sussex County. Thank you.
First off, thank you, Alan. Appreciate that. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to begin by extending a heartfelt welcome back to school to all the educators and students here tonight and across Sussex County. As someone who has also returned to the classroom last week teaching, not as a student, both at NJIT and Rutgers, I just want to express my sincere appreciation for the incredible work our teachers do each day. I'm praying for a healthy, productive, and successful school year for you all. Staying on the topic of education, I'm excited to share a major milestone that I've been working on with Sussex County Community College. As I previously mentioned to the Board of Commissioners, to my left and right, on May 23rd, 2024, I had entered discussions with Checkpoint, a global leader in cybersecurity. Through its Secure Academy program, Checkpoint partners with colleges and universities to offer a hands-on curriculum designed to prepare students for careers in this high-demand field, including potential opportunities with Checkpoint itself. Importantly, this program comes at no cost to the college or the county. After more than a year of collaboration, faculty, and administrative approvals and thoughtful planning, I'm proud to announce that Checkpoint's curriculum officially launched into SCCC's cybersecurity program this current fall 2025 semester. This is a tremendous win for SCC students. I want to thank both Sussex County Community College and Checkpoint for their dedication to student success. This is exactly the type of forward-thinking partnership that prepares our students not just for jobs, but long-term careers in a critical industry. Next, I'd like to highlight an exciting initiative from the Division of Senior Services, the County Seed Library. From the very beginning, my vision for the Seed Library was to make it more than just a place to access seeds. It's about promoting sustainability, providing education, building community, and honoring Sussex County's rich agricultural heritage. After a successful spring launch of our seed starting classes, we're now expanding the program this fall with our first ever series of seed saving workshops. In partnership with Sussex County Rutgers Master Gardeners and the Division of Senior Services, these workshops will teach participants how to properly collect, store, and save seeds from vegetables, herbs, and flowers. We currently have 2 scheduled workshops, September 18th at 12 p.m., Hopakon Senior Center, and September 24th at 1:30 p.m., Liberty Towers right here in Newton. To register, please contact the Division of Senior Services at 973-579-0555, extension 1225. Additionally, our Division of Senior Services invites veterans of all ages to attend Veteran Peer Support Group held on the 4th Wednesday of every month from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. on the first floor of the Sussex County Administrative Center in Newton. This support group offers a valuable space for camaraderie, connection, along with the opportunity to learn about available programs and services for Sussex County veterans. Next session will take place on September 25th, 2025. To register or learn more, please call 973-579-0555, extension 1135. Now with Sussex County Library System Tech Topics Workshops. Building on the success of its Digital Learn grant program, the Sussex County Library System is launching a new series of technology workshops this fall called Tech Topics. Here you can learn digital skills in a relaxed, hands-on setting. This workshop offers 30 minutes of instructions on tools like Gmail, Microsoft Word, and Google Docs, followed by 30 minutes of Q&A with a librarian. Workshops are free and open to all, but space is limited. Sessions are happening this fall at the main library in Frankfurt and Sussex Wantage branch. You can register now by visiting sussexcountylibrary.org or signing up at the local branch. Besides this, since our last meeting, I had the opportunity to attend a joint meeting with Commissioner Space, our county administrator, clerk of the board, director of social services, and director of human services. We met with officials from the town of Newton, the Newton Police Department, and representatives from the governor's office, specifically Department of Community Affairs, DCA, to discuss collaborative efforts between our agencies and local nonprofits in addressing the situation at the Green. The county remains fully committed to working with our partners to develop a sustainable and effective solution. Additionally, between my time at the farm and teaching, I had a chance to visit the prosecutor's office. I was able to see firsthand some of the concerns that have been raised in previous meetings. It was also incredibly valuable to speak with the staff and gain insight into their daily operations. I'd like to thank everyone who helped facilitate the visit. Commissioner Henderson, I appreciate it. And I just appreciate everyone's time and effort. Community highlights. Since our last meeting, I had the pleasure of attending some local events, including Hamburg Day and Hardiston's Festival's night fireworks. Really terrific display. If you ever get a chance, go next year. Really enjoyed my time in the county, and that's all I have to report. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'm going to start with Department of Engineering and Planning, Sussex County. Thank you for the reminder. Sussex County Local Safety Action Plan. The Sussex County Local Safety Action Plan has been finalized, and consideration for adoption is included on today's Commissioner's agenda. The plan will assist the county in prioritizing safety improvements along Sussex County roads with the intention of reducing fatal and serious injury crashes. The plan's future goal is to operate a transportation system with 0 serious injuries and fatalities. Once adopted, the plan will be considered by the capital projects team when evaluating allocation of resources, helping direct a prioritized focus on safety improvements along Sussex County roads. After adoption, the plan will be posted to the Sussex County website. A local implementation committee will periodically review the plan objectives, systematic data, and recommended safety strategies, as well as evaluate results of implemented strategies. The implementation committee will provide recommendations for future plan updates. The safety of the county roads remains a high priority of this board. The Department of Engineering and Planning is available to discuss anything if you have any questions or concerns, and they can be reached at 973-579-0430 or by email dpw@sussex.nj.us. 25 resurfacing program. The 25 Sussex County resurfacing program is currently advertised with bids due on September 16th. The program will replace the asphalt wearing surface along approximately 23 miles of county roads. Work will include milling, paving, striping, ADA upgrades along portions of county routes 521, 517, 653, 616, and 609 in Andover, Frankfurt, Green, Hampton, Hopakon, Newton, Montague, and Sparta Townships. Most work will be conducted under a single lane closure. Traffic will be maintained through the work zone using flagger-controlled alternate traffic, and construction is expected to begin in the fall of this year. A winter shutdown is expected with construction resuming in the spring of '26, and the project represents a significant investment in the maintenance and continued safe operation of the Sussex County Transportation Network. Project updates will be posted on the Sussex County website. Still with planning, I met with planning, I believe it was yesterday we went to go see Autumn? Yesterday. So for a while, we've been understaffed. We've been understaffed a lot in the county, but especially in planning. And I know Jack is hot and heavy with farmland preservation, and I know he couldn't get some things done due to understaffing. So finally, since, I'll read Autumn's, her notes here. She runs planning. I'll just read what she has here. Thanks to the Commissioner's commitment, staffing levels in the Division of Planning have been restored to their strongest point since 2012. With this renewed capacity, the division will be able to meet current demands, advance important county initiatives, and address backlogs that had accumulated during the years of reduced staffing. So it was very good news, especially with our farmland preservation, our open space and whatnot. We also talked about, I talked a little bit about Jack, but I don't think you got to note, Alan, using drones. If we have to, all the farms that we have preserved in Sussex, they need to be inspected once a year. It costs a lot of money, it's a lot of time and effort, so we were just going over some ideas with using drones, recording, obviously, and taking pictures and whatnot. So moving forward, I think it will be a good idea, and save the taxpayer, to be honest with you. So, good news there. Little District 24, county colleges, good news and some bad news. Thanks to our strong advocacy and advocacy of residents from Sussex County and around the state, the governor's proposed $20 million cut to community college operating aid was ultimately reversed in the final state budget. This is good news for students, parents, and communities that rely on the high-quality, affordable education of our community colleges provide. This cut would have cost Sussex County $600,000 in their budget. Unfortunately, the budget signed by the governor and approved by the Democratic legislator, majority includes an 18% cut to the Community College Opportunity Grant. According to the Nonpartisan Office of Legislative Services, the program will now be limited to newly eligible students from households earning less than $65,000 per year. As a result, an estimated 6,000 lower and middle-income students will be negatively affected by this change. That's what we got from them. On another hand, I think you forgot VOTEC, didn't you?
I did.
You forgot it?
I did.
All right. So
I did
usually,
my homework
usually
on
everybody
myself.
gets all the glory, and I don't go anywhere. But we, myself, Commissioner Space, and Commissioner Henderson went to the VOTEC grand opening of their new facility where the pool used to be. They have a couple new shops, which they're pretty happy about. They got $6 million in grants to new desks, new machinery, and so on and so forth. So that was nice. We went there last week. I also attended Branchville Day last Saturday. It was the first time they ever had it. First time ever, even though they called it first annual. So that was always good. We had a bunch of Sussex County services there as well. Was it this morning? Today's Wednesday. Yeah, this morning I testified before the Public Health Accreditation Board. So basically what that was is this board, if we can get, our health department can get it accredited, it says we're doing a good job. It gives them basically a big hug of kudos, if you will. And that's what we did this morning for a good hour and a half. I think it was a good show. I know basically everybody up here was there. It's important, no one asks for a pat in the back. No one really gets a pat in the back when you work for the county, except maybe for the commissioners once in a while. We'll say you're doing a good job. But being accredited, and hopefully we get that answer soon, would be a nice gesture for sure. As Commissioner Henderson said, I did walk through the park last week, trying to figure out what we can do to help in the green. I know it's, people think we could just put homeless people in our building, in our jail, and, it's free, and it's just not free. But there was, I spoke to two people, one 22-year-old woman and maybe a 60-year-old man, and kind of went through some stuff, and we talked about what we can do, and, we are working on it. They're not forgotten. We're doing our best, and there's meetings one was supposed to happen on Monday, which got canceled. So between Ron and everybody else in the town of Newton, we're doing what we can, and they're not forgotten. And I think there was a comment here maybe a month or two ago that, we don't listen to our constituents. Well, that's not true. We listen to our constituents, no matter if they're homeless or not. And then just one more thing on it kind of brought up, and it happened about 2 hours ago, and I just want to, there's two gentlemen that spoke about mental unstable people, and you're right, 100%. both sides of the aisle, right? There's a lot of crazies out there, more so than I remember, you know?
We have a lot of that too, but right in our community with the homeless.
Yeah, so my thoughts and prayers with Charlie Kirk, his wife, his two children. Political violence of all kinds is in front of us, and our freedom to express our views safely and without fear of violence, it shouldn't be like that. You know, we owe it to ourselves and our children in our country to do better, and that goes for both sides of the aisle. You shouldn't have to fear anything because of your views, and we shouldn't have to fear up here that something's gonna happen when we leave because we read something that you guys didn't like, or not you guys, but in general. It's wrong, it shouldn't happen, and our thoughts are with his family, and hopefully that doesn't happen anymore. That's all I have.
Can I just go on one thing, yours? I just want to say, if you have the opportunity to go to the county college website, and I thought maybe Commissioner DeGroot would bring it up, they've received a lot of grants and have done a lot of improvements, and huge grants for ventilation systems, air conditionings. If you get a chance, make sure you visit their website. It's a great spot to find out what's going on at the college.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Perfect. All right, number 11, approve of the consent agenda. We have none. Number 12, approval of minutes. This is from the regular meetings from August 20th, 2025. Motion to approve the minutes from the meetings, from the meeting.
So moved.
Commissioner DeGroot, have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Henderson, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Carries. Number 13, ordinance, we have no ordinance. 14th, appointments and/or resignations. There are none. 15 is resolutions. All right. Can I get a motion to adopt the resolutions A through Z?
So moved.
Commissioner DeGroot, have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Henderson, any discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Director Carney,
Yes.
Deputy Director Space is absent. Commissioner DeGroot.
Yes.
Commissioner Hayden is absent. Commissioner Henderson.
Yes.
All right, 16 is awards of contract change orders bids. The Board of County Commissioners of the County of Sussex has reviewed the award of contract change orders bids consisting of various proposed resolutions and determined that the adoption of the said resolutions is and will further the public interest. Motion to adopt resolutions A through C.
So moved.
Commissioner Henderson, have a second.
Second.
Commissioner DeGroot, any discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Director Carney,
Yes.
Deputy Director Space is absent. Commissioner DeGroot.
Yes.
Commissioner Hayden is absent. Commissioner Henderson.
Yes.
All right, 17 is tabled.
17A only.
17A, okay, I'm sorry, yes. So 17B is the payment of list, is a payment of bills list B from September 10th, 2025. Motion to pay bills list B.
So moved.
Commissioner Henderson, have a second.
Second.
Commissioner DeGroot, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Director Carney,
Yes.
Deputy Director Space is absent. Commissioner DeGroot.
Yes.
Commissioner Hayden is absent. Commissioner Henderson.
Yes.
All right, number 18 is personnel. We have one personnel agenda. This is from September 10th, 2025. Motion to approve the personnel agenda.
So moved.
Commissioner DeGroot, have a second.
Second.
Commissioner Henderson, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Director Carney,
Yes.
Deputy Director Space is absent. Commissioner DeGroot.
Yes. Yes.
Commissioner Hayden is absent. Commissioner Henderson.
Yes.
All right. Do we have to, when they're absent, you gotta go through that whole thing?
It's the roll call.
Video, it's just.
Just better, okay, I was just wondering. All right, 19, the administrator report. Ron, you are up.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to be here. I too, along with Lorraine and Christina, Commissioner, again, I want to comment that we were in the public health accreditation meeting today and it was a very good process for us to give the overall benefit of what the health department does for the county in so many different varieties and how prepared they are in case of emergency, how well they interact with people. So it was a pleasure to do that. That was a good setting. Some bad news, the elevator. It's really sick. Today we had our engineers and our elevator people in today. We have a leak. It's dropping. We replaced the top seal thinking that they thought that might repair it. It didn't do any difference. So that means the cylinder is completely leaking and/or the bottom seal is shot. So what that means, we have to take out a 30-foot long, well, they call it a jack. I call it a great big hydraulic cylinder. I'm not an elevator guy, but it goes a long ways down in the ground, and we got to take that out piece by piece by piece and reinstall a new one. We are looking at a minimum of 6 to 8 weeks before that is accomplished. So we are working very diligently with the staff. Timing could not be any worse. We have Medicare applications starting here very soon, so the place gets real busy. We're looking at alternative spots so that we can get people safely to get their applications done. Things that are operations in here, we're looking at other opportunities and other places to react to. We'll react and overcome and deal with this, but it's gonna be an inconvenience. I'm sorry for that, but stuff breaks. The budgets, all the budgets are in. All the department heads, we've had all the budget submissions happen last week. Elka and Tony are now diligently putting the budget packages together, and we'll be very quickly talking about the meetings.
Meeting times.
Okay? I attended the risk management meeting today, the quarterly risk management meeting today. We are doing very well. Our workers' comp is very good. Our general liability, we had 5 instances in the quarter. That's car accidents, those types of things. 4 of those people hit us, and for one of them, we backed into a pole. So we're looking very good from a general liability perspective. And something I'm very proud that the county did today in support of the commissioners, we established a Gold Star parking spot this morning. So, that's all I got.
Very good. And I'm glad, I know about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, we were thinking about if the elevators ever went down, that senior services would have that problem. So that was Lorraine's idea, so thank you for that. Senior services used to be on the second floor, so it's a lot of steps to go up and down. So now, if you want to go to senior service or even come see us, you can go through the front door, since we're going to be out 6 weeks or so. So, thank you, Ron. All right, County Council.
I have nothing tonight, thank you.
All right, number 21, unfinished business.
I have unfinished business. The last meeting we were here, we were provided a USB flash drive with photographs with the county prosecutor's office. The other day, I come over and sat with Christina here, and we went through the photographs in there. I will thank the detective for providing them. I think it's an eye-opening for everybody. Commissioner DeGroot, I will commend you for going there to look at their conditions of their building. I've had the time to read the appendix that was approved last meeting to be given out to everybody, as well as the appraisal report on the jail. I'm going to use the term "we" because I have sat here for 8 months as well. I feel we, as a board, have not done our due diligence in putting that jail on the market. I've talked to professionals here, professionals outside of here, constituents, employees. I've spoken to a lot of people, and no one can give me a solid reason why there should be a for sale sign on that jail. I've told you from the beginning, I'm a solid no vote. Commissioner DeGroot has that passion for that seed program. I can tell you I have a passion for that jail. That is once in a life opportunity this county has, and I will not vote to sell that building.
Unfinished. That was it? Do you have any unfinished? No. I do have new business. You guys have any new business?
No, I'm good.
New business? I just got one thing. Last week was my son's birthday, so we walked down the street, me and my family walked down the street, and my wife pointed out the park, and she saw that the statue was broken, and then she also brought up that the benches that we have out there are, I'm surprised people sit on them, they gotta be honest with you, they need some love. So with the backing of Commissioner Henderson and the group, if you guys are good, we can give facilities when they have some free time, when Joe has some free time back there, to refurbish those benches, maybe put some new wood on them, at least power wash them, get them painted or stained, and get them back up and maybe make the park look a little nicer. I mean, we need to put some little more effort in there. So if you guys are good with that, we'll give Ron the okay to work with facilities, and when they have a free moment, whenever that may be.
I think it's a good idea. Yeah.
Get that done, make it a little more presentable.
Got it.
Awesome, okay.
There's one other additional item for new business that came in this afternoon, which was the letter of non-renewal for one of the members of the tech board.
That's right. So we have 6 spots open.
Oh, that's it, sorry.
We have 6 spots open for the VOTEC, 3 have to be Democrats, 3 have to be Republicans. Right now, the seat that is up is a Republican. If anybody's interested, this goes out to you guys. We're gonna, if you guys are good with it, I'd like to post it, Jack and Alan.
Absolutely.
I'd like to advertise it out there, get some resumes in, and then we can go through the process. We have 2 months, Christina?
Yes.
2 months. But if anybody out there is a Republican, wants a job, pays a lot, just saying, and no aggravation, none whatsoever. Send us your resume, and we'll look them over.
I know the process for somebody sitting on the college board. How does that work here? Do they get interviewed by us? Who interviews that group, like for the?
I mean,
The school board.
In the 5 years that I've been here, we usually came to common ground and found somebody. We haven't really replaced, in my first 3 years, I don't think we replaced anybody. It just actually kind of happened as VOTEC kind of went a little downhill, I'll say, because I've said it in public. We replaced those people to make sure that they were up and running the way it should be. And I gotta be honest with you, I know Sussex County Colleges, with that new board, that's running smoothly, and I believe that VOTEC is heading in the same direction. Well, we can talk about
Is there a
that.
section of the
There-
code that talks about replace? you know,
There is,
it's got-
yeah, it's based on, just the commissioner's review. There is no selection committee.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
So we might, if we get a lot, we will have to do executive session and kind of
Okay.
hash it out. Make sense?
Works.
Good? Good? Okay. All right. 23, public session from the floor. This public session is for those wishing to make general comments of 3 minutes or less on non-agenda topics. Please line up at the microphone, state your name and municipality for the record. Motion to open the floor for public comment.
So move.
Commissioner DeGroot,
Second.
Commissioner Henderson, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstain? Carries. The floor is open.
Good evening, Ken Collins, Andover Township. On the eve of the anniversary of the 9/11 attack on America by Saudi Arabians, I think it is prudent to pay closer attention to things that we've been lied to about government officials. We were not attacked by Iraq or Afghanistan on 9/11, but Colin Powell, Condoleezza Rice, and President George Bush had no problems lying to America and the world to justify attacking those sovereign nations under the guise of a war on terror. Commissioner Hayden lied to many people claiming to be a veteran, and now he has been indicted and arraigned. Too foolish to bring an attorney with him to his first court appearance in this matter, Hillbilly the Pig Hayden showed up for his arraignment wearing blue jeans and a polo shirt, clearly communicating his lack of respect to the court. Commissioner Hayden has committed and perpetuated the lie that he is a veteran when he could have come clean with everyone at any time and put an end to this three-ring circus. Commissioner Space lied to all of us when she let Bill Hayden ride into office on her coattails. Jill and Parker Space and the rest of Hayden's supporters are responsible for inviting this clown to serve us on the Board of County Commissioners. They invited this clown in, and the Board of County Commissioners became a clown circus as a result of their bad judgment. When you invite a clown in, the whole Board of Commissioners becomes a clown circus. How can we trust that you're not just anointing and appointing yet another clown with Dave Silverthorne? Are we supposed to trust you after this mess you got us into? We were lied to about the Sussex solar swindle, scam, disaster, whatever you want to call governing so poorly that you cost your county over $26 million in losses. We were lied to by Matthew Boxer, who stood right here, and he was paid by Sussex County to lie to us by whitewashing the county's biggest scandal of all time, to hide the identities of those who stole $26 million from us, and the elected county officials who should have been held
1 minute.
responsible for their failures, but were not. The Boxer report on the solar scam is the biggest lie perpetuated on the people of this county ever. This time has come for the truth to be told. It's now. It's time for transparency regarding the Sussex County solar scam. It's time for you to identify the individuals who robbed us. It is time for you to name the elected officials who let Sussex County taxpayers get fleeced. It's time for a new, transparent report on the solar scam and a balance sheet of losses and monies recouped through litigation. And it's time for Commissioner Hayden to take the plea deal, resign from office, and skulk away in shame. We don't want his kind around here. Commissioner Hayden, go. Don't let the door smack your backside on the way out. Conspiracy theories rise when government lies. Tell us the truth and give us our $26 million back. Thank you.
Good evening, Kevin O'Leary, was some mention, last meeting, we had Resolution S, which was going to release that Schedule A, which was the actual report, the accountability, benefits, detriments to selling the jail. I don't believe there's any reason that you need an open request for that. It was part of the resolution, one of the wherefores, I believe, that said it should be released once that resolution is adopted. And I did make a request and haven't gotten anything back. You don't have, okay, I'll do that, but I wasn't sure if that was necessary in light of the resolution suggesting that.
Any resolution, if somebody wanted a copy or an attachment to it, the way to obtain the document is via open request.
No problem, I'll do that. Thank you.
Good evening, Doreen Edwards. Mr. Carney, I was so happy to hear you acknowledge the recent death today of Charlie Kirk. He was a walking, talking gentleman and a palpable person to the young community. He would go out and speak to anybody and everybody and try to have an intelligent discussion with them. He advanced the thought of family and Christianity, and he will be truly missed. Today I have a shirt on that says, "My hero's Tina Peters." Well, I like to add Charlie Kirk onto that, and he will be sorely missed. Anyway, I have another little ditty that I made up that came to me one night when I was watching some of the news on television, and as I say, it's hard for the middle-class working people these days to make ends meet. Very, very difficult with the auto insurance going up and everything else going up. I find myself at odds thinking, depending what happens in November, I might have to move out of New Jersey. So I'm a lifelong resident of New Jersey, moved here when I was 3 years old, so I've come to love the state, from the mountains to the shoreline, but it's getting very difficult. So, no disrespect to anybody, this is from the heart. So let me get this straight. I should be thankful for additional taxes as a homeowner because people who came to this country unlawfully with children who don't speak English made it that the schools had to employ more teachers. And after all, my kid and his friends didn't need the additional funds for a better nutritional lunch. Apparently, we just needed more children. Or should I be glad that my hospital couldn't give me a room as an emergency room patient? I had the luxury of being housed for 2 days in the hallway. Could it be because of overcrowding, non-citizens, non-payers using the hospital as a physician's office?
1 minute.
Wonder not. So let me get this straight. I should be thankful for additional voters in my country, census counting of illegals, and then ultimately the gerrymandering of voting districts. So my vote is negated, but hey, we have more people voting. And oh yes, I should be thankful that my parents who couldn't afford to send my siblings to university because of cost. And so what, Dad? You work 2 jobs, miss family events. I should be happy that illegals can take advantage of free schooling and free health care. So it's been said, as a law-abiding, tax-paying U.S. citizen, you have to understand eventually you will own nothing and you will be happy. Never mind pride and ownership. Better get used to it. So I say to those who seem to have all the fake talking points and feelings argument, the pain of the hard-working middle-class people is palpable, and they can't solve the world's problems. Wake up, it's just not possible. I'll leave you with this thought. Remember, even our good Lord posed limitations on Noah's Ark. Thank you.
Dave Silverthorne, Frankfurt Township. I just, remembering back to when Bill, he takes a lot of flack, and I don't think it's not, he doesn't deserve it. I mean, I think he does deserve it. But I do remember that him and Jill rang separately. They did not run together. So that's that. And second of all, I have a proven track record of not being in the clown car with everyone else. I've been on local government mostly as a volunteer for the past 20 years in economic development in Frankfurt, and about the past 5 years as an elected official, with 3 years in a row as mayor, which has never been done before. So I think that speaks for itself. So, it's my honor.
Anyone else?
Kathy Brennan, Hampton Township. start out tonight saying I'm very concerned about some program cuts that are part of the big quote-unquote beautiful bill. I'd like to tonight focus on healthcare, vaccines in particular. As of September, there are over 1,400 cases of the measles, which we have not had for a very long time. So far in New Jersey, we have been relatively lucky. We've only had approximately 10 cases. However, school has started, and with less vaccination and less availability, this could get much worse. We all know that when children are in school together, there's a lot of illness going around. I'm also concerned that when the HHS vaccine meeting happens, they're likely to discourage more vaccines, causing even more illness. And just as another example is the COVID vaccination. I also have concerns about that. It is not now recommended for everyone. It's not recommended for most children and adults under 65, 65. And if you do want it and you are in that other category, you have to prove health issues. And this could possibly involve having to go to doctors and have them sign letters or whatever. I know that the governor of New Jersey is trying to work something out so that all New Jersey residents will have access to the vaccine. Whether or not this will be free is still a question. If it is not free, many will not be able to afford it. I guess I need to know, what are you doing for our county to ensure we will be safe from these illnesses? Will there be availability and affordability in our county? And on
1
the
minute.
other subject, I suggest that you pass a resolution encouraging the state to vote on 2 proposed bills dealing with New Jersey County Commissioners. The first bill would give commissioners the ability to declare a vacancy if a commissioner is, absent for 3 consecutive meetings without good cause. The second would allow county commissioners to suspend and replace a commissioner who is indicted until the conclusion of their case. These would have been very helpful in dealing with Commissioner Hayden. He has not only been a waste, but he has more importantly been a total disgrace to the county, the state, and the country. And again, his not being here but not resigning is just causing more waste. My hope is that he will take some kind of a plea deal and will resign and will be gone.
Time.
Mr. Hall. I got to do that. He did it to me when I was a student.
Fair enough. Jeff Hall, Wantage Township. Excuse me. As I've stated before, I'd like to thank everybody on the board for giving your time and being on the commission board. I appreciate that. Just an observation. With the storm around us, the most despicable scandal in presidential history is raging. A huge international upheaval took place in Shanghai a few days ago. It had the potential of changing the course and the balance of world history. What did we do? We shrugged our shoulders. An Asian coalition of the most powerful and dangerous dictators, Putin, Kim, Xi, met to discuss the future of the alliance. Their focus was to respond to the bullying policies of the United States. Extremely terrifying was that Modi of India, once considered a friend of the United States, and not a dictator, but a leader of the world's largest democracy and nuclear power, was in attendance, pushed into the arms of Donald Trump, into the arms of Vlad, and the new Axis by Donald Trump's 50% tariffs. Additionally, it was their cartoonish, failed Alaskan summit, during which Putin promised his sultry suitor, the great negotiator, he would take steps to end the war in Ukraine.
results. No steps, no concessions, no ceasefire, no meeting, just sorrowful misadventure by a self-absorbed president topped with increased arson and rain. These events mirror pre-World War II
1 minute.
miscalculations. Hitler played a naive Neville Chamberlain in Munich. Instead of peace for our time, he had the greatest conflict in history. We are in a dangerous self-manufactured predicament. We, by President Decree, have alienated our alliances, refused to help those fighting for freedom, cut off foreign aid to our friends, saddled partners with tariffs, and most sadly, supported a weak, naive, insecure man to chart a path. Leadership is more than bluster, babbling, posting, and golfing. This is not who we are. Thank you.
Is there anyone else?
Good evening, Sandy Pender, Freedom Township. My nephew is a member of the Pennsylvania National Guard. He was recently deployed to Somalia to guard a U.S. base. On patrols outside of their base, he had the gunner position on their Humvee. He said that those patrols off base were often scary, as they would frequently have pickup trucks with armed Somalis drive up near their Humvees. He said that there was a constant tension and fear that anything could escalate these common encounters. He is now back in the U.S. and is moving forward in his career managing a number of high-volume stores. He is dedicated to his job and is highly capable managing his stores and employees. I can't imagine him being deployed to D.C. or Chicago to stand around and be Trump's photo op, or worse, to be picking up garbage or raking leaves in the city park. Does anyone else realize how insane this is? If we want to maintain military readiness, can anyone not see how damaging this is in the long run? We will have service members who will not want to re-up or even join in the first place. This is not making our communities safer. It is giving Trump an opportunity to try to look strong and to distract from all of his legal entanglements and his inability to truly lead with our best interest in mind. At the same time, his cabinet is supporting deploying our own military to U.S. cities, despite the fact that these states do not want them, nor do they need them. This is leadership with total disregard for the will of the people and rule of law. Back in early August, I saw the county commissioner's booth and at least 2 of you in person at the fair in Sussex County. My first reaction to the booth was, why in the hell do we have Hayden's picture up for display?
1 minute.
I understand why it had to be put up. As a logical person, I understand that. But he has been censored, he's been indicted. This is not opinion or slander, these are facts. This is a local example of someone elected to serve the people, but who allegedly chose to cheat them by applying for a tax deduction he did not deserve. He allegedly broke the law and perpetrated this fraud on the backs of legitimate service members like my nephew. Why would we stand for this type of behavior on a local level? Why would we stand for equally bad behavior on a national level? It's disgraceful. I refuse to support officials that openly lie to their constituents. It's infuriating. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Michael Hughes, Hampton. I came planning to wing a well-deserved diatribe against commissioners who lie about their military service and then completely fall down on the job. And as a veteran of the National Guard, the last thing I would want to do is fight in the Battle of Chicago. But I was so moved by the gentleman speaking about mental health and the commissioner here, I'd just like to say that vigorous political discussion is as American as apple pie. But if we can be bipartisan about anything, it's political violence. I don't care how strongly, and many people feel very strongly about things, political violence has absolutely no place in our political discourse. And thank you for mentioning it tonight.
John Snyder, Sanderston. I'd like to thank you for mentioning Charlie Kirk, 31 years old, 2 children. And it seems assassinated because he was MAGA. And how many of these things do we have to put up with? I can't recall any other targets except conservatives, Christians. You got the name of Audrey Elizabeth Hyde, I believe. That was in Nashville a couple of years ago. A trans person who had it for Christians, apparently. And more recently, the man Robin Westman in Minneapolis, another Christian group targeted. We hear the talk from Democrats about how bad we are in political violence, as the man just mentioned. Donald Trump survived 2 so far. And some of the rhetoric that we hear tonight encourages some of these people who are not maybe completely stable to do some of these violent acts. Also, the lack of Democrats being concerned with law and order. I hear that 24 of the 25 most violent cities in the country are run by Democrat mayors. We have people like Jamal McGriff. I'm all familiar with the name of the man who stabbed the woman in the neck riding on a train. And apparently this was in August, and we didn't hear about it until 4 or 5 days ago. So apparently they tried to suppress it. This guy was already wanted for 2 robberies, and he's on parole right now. He served a number of years. They say he's a schizophrenic, which may be true, what do I know? But why are these people out on the street? Why do Democrats seem to care more for the perpetrators
1
of the
minute.
crime than they do for the victims of the crime? I don't know. Very disappointing. And God bless Donald Trump. I think he's done more for this country than any president in my lifetime, and I've been around for a while. Thank you very much.
Hi, Michelle Van Allen, Artisan Township. I have a couple of things I just want to mention quickly. When so many people, after a shooting, whether it's a mass shooting of little children in school or something that happened today, thoughts and prayers go out. Thoughts and prayers, obviously, over all of these years since Columbine, haven't done a damn thing. No one has spoke about, that I know of, when Nancy Pelosi's husband was bludgeoned almost to death, and by someone who probably had mental illness, but yet that's not something that you seem to be concerned about. However, policy and change is what we need with gun control. Some of the last words out of Kirk's mouth were about, it's worth a few deaths if the Second Amendment stands. I guess he probably more, I don't know. Sorry to hear that for his family. As far as the suggestion that came up about having a resolution about a commissioner that does not follow through on their elected promise, like Hayden, that might be something you really should consider. I don't know that there's been a case like this in the history of me living in Sussex County, but there's always a first time. So it might be something we really want to consider, that we're paying for an empty chair. We shouldn't be paying for that. And I don't care how much the money it is, it's $24,000 or it's $250,000, we're paying for an empty chair. So he should be gone. And it's a couple months left to his term, he still should be gone. And this has been going on all year. I would advise, because I'm not sure the age of everybody here, some are similar, some are younger. I just recently got an MMR vaccine because of the spread of measles, over 1,000 cases across the US, a lot in Texas where my grandkids live.
1 minute.
I visit them. And what just happened in New Jersey. I am depleted of my measles vaccine from when I was a child. My doctor suggested that I get the vaccine, and I did. So I know that at least if I come across that, I am protected. So I advise everybody in this room to think about that and check for yourself. As far as you're having a problem with the, it seems trite almost, about the elevator, what about our walkway out here? That would really be a way for people to come into this building. They could walk the sidewalk and come in. We had to search for an entrance to get in. Is that on the agenda?
No, it's actually open. We can.
Just some of
Oh.
these.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it
I'm
looks
sorry,
like
I
salt
found it.
damage to me, and maybe reconsider how that's cleared off, but that really could be fixed. It would be a great entrance into this building. Also, I was made aware, about the homeless people. All were removed. All of their stuff was removed a couple of days ago.
Time.
Taken out of the, someone maybe continue this for me. Thank you. And, thank you.
Amy Lene Lafayette, so, I was going to the green, checking it out every couple of days. And since a couple of days, they're gone. Someone came in, vans came in, stuff was cleaned up, and the homeless are gone. I've driven behind a ShopRite, I've gone all through town trying to figure out where they went, because you just don't disappear overnight. So the question is, what happened?
That's a good thing, though, isn't it? If maybe they found homes. No?
Not like that, not overnight, not all, we talked to them.
I'm just asking, I'm just telling you,
I'm just saying,
if
it
they
would
did,
be-
hopefully that's what
It
happened.
would be a good thing, hopefully that can't happen, because it happened overnight, people saw this happening. So, does anyone know, or who do I need to speak with? I don't even understand. Where did they go? They were there, I was with my dog, they were there one day, and they were gone, every single one of them. There weren't one or two. There were, some days 9, some days 12, some days 15. All of a sudden, there's 0, and I'm driving by every day. And I have neighbors that live in Newton, I used to be a Newton resident, that are checking for me, reporting back to me that they have no one just, they're gone. So
Maybe they went back to South America.
No, they were
Please,
American.
please don't interrupt you,
They
please.
weren't,
Sorry.
they weren't
You can continue,
immigrants.
you can talk about it.
They weren't immigrants. They were all, I talked to them, Don, one grew up in Totowa,
You can
they
just
were
make
American
sure-
citizens.
Just talk to us. You won't do anything.
They were American citizens. They were, Don, I talked to Don, he grew up in Totowa, he grew up on the same street as my brother-in-law. I talked to a guy named Rick. I talked to several of them, and we would bring snacks. I just don't understand, and I wanna understand what happened, and I find it really disturbing. So that's what I get, is no one in town knows. They're just
1 minute.
just disappeared. And I'm gonna keep on this, I'm not letting this
I
happen.
don't have no
I will
idea.
be like a
We
pit
came
bull.
in
I'll
one
come up
morning
here
and
every
they
single
were gone.
meeting.
And I said, well.
That
I don't know
can't
how they-
be, let's be honest, that can't
Put
be.
it this way, the county made no formal actions to have them removed. That we,
That's all you're gonna need to say. There's nothing that we did to
So
remove
who do I
anybody.
have to go to dig deeper, to find out what happened? Are there cameras in town? Are there cameras on the green, pointed at the green?
Not at this time, there's not, no.
Nothing the county did.
Not from the county? Okay, so no one can advise further as to where I could find, I'm just trying to find out what happened, because I find it very odd.
I understand, and I'll agree with you, that is
It's
weird,
odd.
because I think I was out there on Wednesday, and there was
It's
4
odd.
behind me, and I spoke, like I said before, to a 22-year-old woman and a 60-something-year-old man.
But they're not on the green anymore, so maybe they're here,
They-
but they're not
They
allowed
were
on
on
the
the
green?
green, and I spoke to them. I think that was Wednesday or Thursday of last week, that was a week. I don't know when you're missing
Yeah,
that.
it's probably about a week now.
I
Okay.
don't know how to help you.
Okay, thanks.
Hello, Alicia Sweat from Jefferson Township. Yes, I'm so glad that you guys are talking, we're talking about County College of Sussex, and
programs that, are you expanding the VOTEC? Like, I know, Morris County is expanding the, offerings that they have. And the reason why I'm here and saying this is because my electrician, who's from Sussex County, said that they were, required to get more, whatever the education was, and all of these, electricians were calling up Morris County because Sussex didn't have the classes. So they shut down those classes. So I'm just here to hopefully, suggest that you, expand the offerings for like HVACs, electrical, because I think many people are going to college, but these, trades are in big demand and we have shortages throughout the country. So I just wanted to, talk to you about that, and thank you.
So just real quick, this isn't Q&A, but with all respect, you can give them a call, email them. They dictate what they do at the board. All we do is appoint them and set their budget. That's all the jurisdiction we have. We don't tell them that they have to have this class or this class. The Board of Ed and the superintendent, they're the ones who provide the classes and come up with the.
You help for the funding of, say, expanding buildings, and could you talk about that with the?
We do.
Okay, that's.
Yeah, we do. And they'll come up and give us a budget and tell us what they're doing, and we give them what they need to do what they need to do. But their programs are from the Board of Ed and the superintendent and their administration. They decide that, not us.
Thank you.
You got it.
And then, can I just add a comment? Just quick. Just in regard to the community college, as liaisons with Commissioner Henderson, the way that I approach it is really just presenting them with opportunities that I think that could be successful for them. Once more, with the community college, it's up to the president and the Board of Trustees to pursue that. So, just want to clarify that.
Anyone else?
Good evening, David DeWitt, Hampton Township. I don't have time to prepare much today, so I'm going to read from some notes prepared by the Appropriations Committee in Congress. Title was President Trump actively destroys the rule of law he claims to be restoring. And there's a laundry list of things he's done that are blatantly illegal, maybe illegal, so forth and so on. Obviously releasing 1,200 justly convicted felons from the January 6th riot was kind of sticking in my throat. But the latest is the abject ignoring the posse comitatus law, which forbids the United States military from doing police actions on the civilian population. You combine that with all the masked goons he's put out on the street with rifles, and the Supreme Court's decision that it's just A-OK to stop anybody they care to, throw them in a van, they can't identify themselves properly. And instead of belaboring this issue, I would like to make a suggestion that Commissioner Carney and I go down to the local Home Depot, or let's go to the Home Depot in Patterson. I'll come as a homeless guy. You put some bronzer on and maybe we gotta get you a polyester shirt. And we'll just walk up and down and see how it goes. If they pick us up, they'll put me on a boat back to the Netherlands. I don't know where they'd send you, maybe South Sudan, Uganda? You know, it depends, I guess, on how much you squeak when they take away your God-given right to be on the street, free, happy, not harassed by illegal search and seizure. And it is illegal. I don't think anybody here would think that this is the way to solve our immigration problem. Everybody in here, Democrat, Independent,
1 minute.
Republican, does not want criminals who came into this country to remain in this country. But I don't see the benefit of picking up some poor guy who came here 10 years ago, has a family, has kids going to our schools. I don't see any benefit at all to tossing him in the van and sending him back to where he goes. Thank you. And by the way, is it Sussex Technology or is it Sussex VOTEC?
Sussex Tech. You asking for the name?
Yeah, why are you calling it VOTEC? I
No,
worked
that's
there
just-
when it was VOTEC.
Just because of that, because I've grown up as a kid, like people.
Okay, well, they threw the
I do that all
vote
the
out,
time.
because I was there when they threw
That's my
machine
bad.
shop out, they threw
Yes.
auto body out, they disappeared my agriculture program where I worked. and they need to seriously look at what the future of some of the job opportunities are in this country.
That's just for that.
And there ought to be 2 Democrats, 2 Republicans, and 2 independents on that board.
There you go.
Jean Albriage, Hampton. As I drive around Sussex County and see Trump flags in neighbors' yards, I am repeatedly shocked to see he still has a contingent of devout followers here in northern New Jersey. What will it take for our residents to understand that the America that we live in is being destroyed and replaced with a fascist government that will result in widespread suffering for the masses? The parallels to historical and modern dictator playbooks and tyrannical regimes are endless. Anyone with the slightest understanding of world history should grasp the grave danger he poses to our free society. So I say to those who continue to support tyrant Trump and his unconscionably destructive administration, you are complicit in creating the misery that people across the country already face, just like in Nazi Germany and present-day Russia, and the misery that we will all face as he succeeds in dismantling our government institutions. Tyrant Trump wants you to think the idea of dictatorship in America is normal. Tyrant Trump wants you to be ill-informed and uneducated to keep you under control. Don't let him take advantage of your ignorance. He actually claimed that Americans want a dictator. Is that what you want? Do you want our American president to lie about emergency situations so that he can employ the military against law-abiding citizens? Do you want the president to create a godlike image of himself and claim he alone can fix societal ills? Do you want him to demonize opponents and threaten to jail them just for doing their civil service jobs? Do you want him to spread misinformation about marginalized groups to justify arresting and killing them without cause or due process? Do you trust tyrant Trump to rewrite history and control what information is displayed
1 minute.
in history museums? Do you want the president to ignore the Constitution and federal law and claim powers he doesn't have? Do you want to live in a military state where the commander-in-chief stokes violence between citizen groups? Do you believe the president should force corporations and universities to pay tributes to him? These are the actions that he has already taken and many more. The forces that we have in civil society to stop his assault on our democracy are running thin. What will it take for you to stand up against this tyrant who so blatantly deceives you, suppresses your rights, takes away your wealth, and destroys your way of life? I ask our commissioners, please acknowledge that you recognize the parallels of what is happening in our country today to other fascist regimes. Stop tyrant Trump before we become the next democracy to fall to fascism. Pamela Gray, Stillwater. A few months ago, when more residents began showing up at your public meetings and asking questions, many of you asked if we knew what your role here on the committee was. Since then, we have all learned about the role you play in our county government. And hopefully you have learned that we were showing up because we were recognizing that what was happening beyond our county line was going to affect us all. Fast forward to today, and we are watching these troubling trends continue to unfold at a staggering pace. The suppression of the Epstein files, the undermining of fair elections, the use of the National Guard in ways that override our local law enforcement, the attacks on scientific data and research, the censoring of historical truth in our national parks and our museums. In general, the corruption of the office of the President of the United States as it lines this president's pocketbook and entrenches his own personal power. This reflects a complete breakdown in accountability and an erosion of the democratic principles that should guide all levels of government, including yours. You all ran under the banner of a party that is now led by an executive branch that is fueling these actions. And so I have to ask you, do you still support that leadership? Do you see these actions as a threat to democracy? Do you still represent the party that is leaning far from democratic rule of law? Or have these acts just become acceptable for the sake of your political alignment? With an election coming up, these
These are things your constituents need answers to. I have often commended you all for how much time and energy you spend in our community supporting our programs. But I find it so ironic that you speak of your support for all of these programs while also supporting a party that has redirected significant federal funding away from these support services like our libraries, our nursing homes, our schools, Medicare, Medicaid.
1 minute.
Our local police departments. As a result, all of these places of community support and safety are now grappling with tighter budgets, staff shortages, and reduced services to our community. Do you not see the irony and the complete disconnect in that? It is hard for me to continue to commend you when your actions are in direct conflict with how you vote. It is hard for your constituents to sit here and listen to the doublespeak as you tell us how you are supporting these safety nets in our community, while your political affiliations are in direct contradiction to your actions. And your party continues to cut funding for these very services. Do you feel the hypocrisy as you grapple between party loyalty and your community needs? When do your community's needs come first? I know, I have lots of questions. Email them to all. Thank you.
Is there anyone else?
Is there anyone else?
Anyone else before Mr. Sabo?
Hi, Christine Henry, Vernon, New Jersey. I don't have anything prepared. I just wanted to address again, to reiterate what Commissioner Carney said. And this gentleman, I had prepared something, but the violence today shook me. Obviously, I'm not a person that listened to Charlie Kirk, but I know of him, and I know that he's a father, and he's a husband, and he's a citizen, and he was, I don't even know his rhetoric, but I know that he was speaking his truth, and he was helping to speak to the youth of America, and apparently was on his first stop before 15 stops on his university tours. Good for him. So tragic and so sad that was his ending. I was a history teacher for a good amount of my life, and I find myself thinking of Elie Wiesel, who you're probably familiar with, was a survivor and speaker of the Holocaust, and wrote the book Night. And if you haven't read Night, you should. It's impactful. When he was asked about genocide, and I understand that's a different topic, but right now I'm talking about violence. When he was asked about genocide, he said, "Don't compare. Don't compare." And I find myself sitting there thinking, why are we comparing violence? It's horrific that Christians in the United States have been killed. It's horrific that Republicans or right-wing extremists were killed. It's horrific that Democrats
1 minute.
are killed. It's horrific that there were the state Senate leader in the state of Minnesota was murdered. She was a mother and her wife. And her husband, yes.
And her dog, and her husband.
The Democratic governor of Pennsylvania, his house was firebombed. And now I'm comparing. I don't want us to do that. I think everyone in this room knows that violence is wrong, and we should all be able to speak. And I thank you again for your service, and I appreciate every speaker up here, but let's not compare who's worse off. Let's not blame the other party. Let's realize that together, maybe we can stand up against this violence.
Anyone else before Mr. Sabo? You are up, Mr. Sabo. Come on up. Just state your name and your municipality, please, again.
It's Sabo, Stillwater Township. I have not attended as many of these county meetings as I would like to have. I used to be here all the time for many, many years. But I kind of feel that in the meetings I have attended here, there's been a tendency for people to support most of your programs and most of what you ordinarily have run on when you got elected. But I also find that it seems to me that at the end of these meetings that I have been able to attend, there is a political wave of naysayers and negative people, and everything you say, everything you do, everything a Republican stands for is evil, bad, rotten, disgusting, and so on. And when I notice a trend like that, I don't want to come here and have to speak twice, but I'm compelled to say that I see this kind of an action going on by the Democratic Party, and I'm not afraid to say it or talk about it, but there's a whole group that'll come up here and testify that everything that Trump has said or done is wrong and illegal. And I just speak for myself, but I voted for the man very proudly and happily, and he's the only one I know of that stands for the Constitution.
1 minute.
And all of its amendments. And I cannot find Democrats that will individually agree on any of the important issues. Thank you very much.
Anybody else before we close to the public? Good, going once, okay. All right, motion to close the floor for public comment, return to regular business.
So moved.
Commissioner Henderson, Commissioner DeGroot, seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, abstained, carries. 24, this is a big one before you leave, real quick. Reminders, please check the county's website, www.sussex.nj.us, for our meeting schedules. September 14th is Sussex County Day. That is Sunday. I will be there. I'm guessing Commissioner Henderson and DeGroot will be there
I will be there.
Sunday. I know it's your day of
Yeah, I'll stop in.
stop in. So it won't be 3 minutes or less. If you guys want to come and talk to us, we will answer you back. So your little FaceTime, we'll be there and we'll answer your questions. And if you want to come and ask whatever you'd like to ask, we'll be there. Jill will not be there. And that's all I'm going to say about that. All right? But we will be there. That's all I can say. All right. Number 25, adjournment. Motion to adjourn the meeting. Commissioner Henderson.
Second.
Commissioner DeGroot, seconds. All in favor? Any discussion? No? Good? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carries. Meeting's adjourned. 7:40.